Hello, everyone. This is Stephen Jiang. Welcome to the podcast, New Era, New TA. Today, we are so happy to have my longtime friend, Elaine Orler, to have this conversation with us. Elaine, how do you feel?
I feel great. It's been a good day. So let's do this.
I want to start with matching because I know you are doing something very exciting.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, and how the AI match technologies can help the candidate experience. Tell me more about how AI matching the capabilities will help improve the experience for hiring managers, recruiters, and of course, candidates.
I joined Match to January of this last year, so it's going to be coming up on a year already, which has been a fast year for me. But I think the importance of matching for candidates today is the reality that candidates don't have the ability to self-advocate. So a lot of times all the matching scores are done behind the resume submission after the fact, when the candidate has long gone or is still in hope and pray mode that they're going to be considered. And so one of the things that we're focused on and that I'm focused on is how do we move that technology to the candidate's tool set where they can actually decide, yes, I have this skill, yes, I have this experience, but allow the matching and the AI initial matching to give the candidates something that they can actually render and then make sure is valid before they submit. Candidates need to know how they're going to be treated in the recruiting process. And so when they can put their best foot forward, that information is going to feed to the recruiter. It's going to make the recruiter easier to understand which candidates are the better fits for jobs. It's going to make the manager conversation even better because it's going to allow them to focus on the right conversations in the interviews.
See, you are doing something on the opposite side than High Easy, and we take care of the employer side, and you give that AI matching power to the candidate side, and they manage their unique profile and with a lot of rich information they can attach to, and that profile will be shared with hiring managers and recruiters. I think that's a great complementary part to what we are doing.
Well, I think our real focus has been on the candidates that come to the career site. So it's the audience that organizations are already attracting.
Yeah.
So how do we convert that audience to be successful? So giving the candidate the ability to load their resume first is first capture. So as soon as they give consent, that resume asset can go into whatever system the organization has, which allows them to build on that relationship, allows them to do more behind the scenes matching or job fit analysis for candidates. But we do that initial capture right up front. And then when they go through the matching process, they have the ability to say, wait a minute, I have the skill or I don't have it. And then I would think the last thing that I think is really important, and I think we're going to see this a lot more, is the transparency in what AI is determining as the match versus where the candidate self-advocated. So when we're finished with a matching process for candidates on the companies that use our tool, they're actually receiving the full receipt. So the candidate gets this. So I think of it, last time we went out to eat, you have the detailed receipt that says, here's everything we bought and down to the dollar. And then there's the summary receipt you sign your card to. And so we're giving the detailed receipt that says, here's everything that the candidate subscribed to. Here's where the system made some distinctions, made some assumptions, but the candidate knows exactly what they are. The recruiter knows exactly what they are. So there isn't a, hey, wait a minute, I said this, you said that, because they both get the same copy.
It's fascinating. I feel it's like you make the talent profile or their vetted information as the currency. Right. It's a fluid. Your algorithm and your platform is trying to standardize and also build the trust and credibility into it.
Yeah.
So you are governing the talent currency. Now let's flip a little bit and back to what you were doing before sourcing. On the sourcing side, and we are seeing a lot of progress. But let me share one observation, and I think that's still the space to improve. And we often heard some customers or some prospects, and they talked about, oh, our sourcing tool, our sourcing system platform should not be connected with our ATS, and they always brought the reason of from IT, from legal, from infosec, right? And you have been implementing so many technology and a tech stack for the recruiting. Share your thoughts.
Sure. 25 years of my life has been putting these technology products together and trying to make them talk nicely to each other and helping organizations and recruiters to spend time in the solution that's the best solution for the need at the time. But I will say, sourcing has been something that's truly evolved. And in the early days, not to go too far back into the archives, but we broke sourcing and separated it from applicant tracking because of government compliance rules.
Oh, okay.
It goes that far back.
Uh-huh.
And it goes back to the definition of an applicant from the OFCCP, which may or may not have any relevance today, but did quite a bit back then. And what happened was we couldn't search our own ATS anymore. So we built a separate system that we could search and mine and cultivate and curate relationships with that was separate from the ATS. And that's why they actually had to stay disconnected because otherwise those search parameters became part of an applicant pool. We've come a long way. We shouldn't be in that mindset anymore. Legal shouldn't have to defend that process anymore. We really have come to the place where everything should be integrated. There should be a seamless flow between how I'm sourcing for candidates, how I'm building that relationship, managing the information I know about them, how I'm associating them to the right jobs, and seeing their progression in the organization and how that cycle continues to evolve as they go forward, whether it's another opportunity in the organization or whether I keep track as they take on their career path somewhere else. But it's that opportunity to keep that information fluid as you go forward.
A lot of people took disconnection as it's a default status and it's supposed to be, but then people forgot what made that root cause, okay, in its first place, right? As you said, there was an old story about the OFCCP and the compliance, but today's world, there's no, because of the technology and also the process evolution, right? And now the sourcing has been treated as a significant channel to generate those high quality applications.
Absolutely.
Then it should be consolidated into the day-to-day workflow, right? So a lot of things we also heard quite often is about the workdays not through, and because of that, a lot of people, especially the high-profile TA leaders, right, in the big companies, and they are very hesitant to implement and bring the AI into their day-to-day workflow. How would you help them tackle that challenge or say fix that fear?
That's such a great question. I could also take that back to the day we couldn't recruit with fax machines because they weren't allowed, or the day the internet came out and we weren't allowed to use the internet to recruit, so we still had to manually do paper. And then, so we're just in another evolution of technology. And I think the opportunity with AI, we need to use our powers for good. I mean, that's the baseline. Ethical AI is the baseline in my mind. So how are we building our solutions? How are we holding our suppliers, us, accountable to those solutions, not delivering bias, not delivering predisposed disposition decisions, but how do we use that technology to enable us to be more successful? So whether it's helping to bring forward a group of candidates I might not have thought of, or it's the ability to automate different tasks that allow me to be more strategic. Those are all opportunities. And I agree. I think we probably both go through the same gamut when it becomes a new prospect or client on here's the 247 AI related questions that have to be answered in order to be considered. We could drop that down to 147. That might be nice. But it is a matter of just really the trust factor that's going to have to be there. And I think us as solution providers have to build that trust for our clients. We're going to have to continue to demonstrate that we are above record, we are delivering success, and be transparent in that communication.
Absolutely. And I think the technology providers and also the TA leaders, and we need to work together to implement and deploy the AI system correctly. And today we are seeing a big gap between what the vendor dream to have versus what the TA leaders truly implement.
Right.
And you, the expert at those professional systems implementations, and any suggestions, advice for the TA leaders regarding the AI purchase and also deployment?
Yeah, I think it's actually universal advice. The problem that we have today is that when we take on a new solution, most organizations, I'm not going to say all, when they take on a new solution, they see it as a project. So I need to get to go live. And then we're great. We got to go live with a minimal viable product. And what happens is we don't convert that project into a program. And that program is continuous evolution of the relationship. And so we arrive at minimally viable product. Somebody changes their role or responsibility. Some direction changes in the organization, and there isn't a champion that's carrying it through what takes 2 and 3 years to truly mature with the capabilities that exist in technology today. So it's not just one and done. It's now we've really got to get to how do I take it from minimally viable product that I implemented, I got to go, and now how do I succeed from that point forward? And I think it's our responsibility as providers to really coach and guide our clients on that evolution. I think that there are, quarterly business reviews and other tools that we can continue to give our clients to be successful about not losing sight of the bigger vision was more than just go live. The vision was transformation. And so how does that change take place? And that requires a lot of education and training. I mean, in some cases, it requires change in staff. Staff responsibilities or ownership of tasks all have to change. But all of that is part of that evolutions track.
I really like your point of view. The project is more transactional, right? Okay, and starts and end, right? But then program is more continuous process and need to iterate, right? And from the MVP, minimum viable, to MLP, minimum lovable.
Ooh, I like that one.
Lovable.
I'm liking the lovable part.
Yeah, people start to use it and like it and then love it.
Yeah.
Right. So, and make it as a continuous strategic program. Right. And I think that's also the trending of AI technology and the natural results of the AI's evolution.
Right.
AI will push more and more consolidated tech stack because the point solution will be very commoditized. So easy to create the point solutions, right? And at the end, the point solutions will be merged and into big platform and more consolidated workflow. And then that workflow will be powered by a certain platform, and the deployment of that platform for sure requires the continuous and more systematic program, as you said.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we will see consolidation. We always do. We see an explosion of point solutions. We see an overlap. We see consolidation. We're already seeing it, Workday's acquisition of Paradox, SAP's acquisition of Smart Recruiters. We'll continue to see other things like that happen. But I think the edge solutions, the very, very edge, which are really trying to push something different in an agenda, is always the ones to watch for.
Yes.
Because as the other products get more mature, they want to acquire the edge products. So it's who's doing something different, who's doing something innovative that can bring forward that change within that solution and just bring that recruiter life to something that's stronger, improve that hiring manager's overall experience on the way in which they're delivering, or improve the candidate experience in the way that they're interacting with the organization.
I cannot agree with you more. And you know our age. Our age now is the agentic AI, the easy agent, and every day I am seeing this beast gets growing so fast. I'm more and more capable. The easy agent is, and more things the easy agent can do. Okay, so then let's say if the agentic AI is so capable of doing many things, so what? And are you seeing AI is going to replace recruiter? And this is a big fear, okay?
Right.
And also a big discussion among our community.
Right.
What do you see?
I think I'm going to go on record with this, but I think that the recruiter's job that's transactional. All I need to do is move this piece of paper to this box over here. Yes, there's a completely different shift coming for their role. A recruiter that's strategic, that is actually aligned with the business, that's participating more as an advisor to the business, to the decisions, to the direction that's happening, as well as the recruiter that's really responsible for curating that great talent pool available for those managers. I see their lives only getting better because I think the tools that will take away the mundane tasks, even just the first generation of scheduling products that have come out, that have evolved tremendously today, that take the hours and days and weeks of time off of the recruiter to do auto scheduling now versus having to do manual scheduling. I mean, that was a whole profession. That was my very first career in recruiting, was scheduling 10 interviews a week for engineers. Yeah. So with 9 people on the interview schedule and trying to triangulate these calendars, and all of that's automated today. So it's only a matter of time to see what other things the agents are able to deliver to bring a higher class to the recruiters. So I think in some cases, transactions are going to be gone. And some of that work can be done through agents. But there's going to be a strategic element that's going to be much more important that people are going to have to rise to or look elsewhere.
You just sparked one idea for me in my mind. I have been thinking about what will be the strategic and the enduring value of recruiters in front of so many transactional activities will be replaced and taken over by AI. And maybe that's one thing. It's the recruiters' branding. This branding is not talking about the marketing branding thing. When the LinkedIn became a thing, right, and that actually differentiated the regular recruiters and also the outstanding recruiters, right? And in that new social networks era, right? And today we are in a new AI era, right? Yeah. In that social networks era, who singled out and who were outstanding? Those people who knew as earlier than others figured out how to leverage that social networks to build their own branding. And that branding brought the trust and brought the connections and brought a lot of unexpected results for their day-to-day work. And now that we are in the new era, right? Social networks is yesterday. And today and tomorrow, most likely it will be AI. In the new AI, probably we also need to think about how to leverage AI to build something into recruiter. More important than what to build into the employer. So for our community members and we should leverage the AI to build something into the recruiter's value, the enduring and the long-term value, even something bigger than branding.
Right.
Right.
Well, if a recruiter had a magic wand. Wouldn't it be great to have that insight to say, based on company performance, based on the organizational structure, based on the hiring managers that I'm responsible for, what positions are likely to need to be rehired in the next 6 months?
Well,
Now, there's an AI-based opportunity that will completely change that experience for that recruiter, because now they're out in front of it. Now they know that there's a 20% attrition rate under this manager, or they know that this department or division is growing, that there's going to be a 40% increase in work volume. Now, as a recruiter, I can reframe my day to be able to be prepared for those changes versus waiting for the requisition to hit my desk and starting my behind zero. Those are the opportunities with AI that we're just starting to explore. Being able to do some of the diagnostic, being able to do some of the predictions, and then measure those predictions, measure those components to see how accurate we are, but allowing for that time and attention to be recalibrated on a regular basis.
Fascinating. You are basically saying recruiters will be elevated, leveled up from transactional processor, right, and filling the position to be more proactive to figure out what's the talent gap and how to fill that gap. Right, that's much more valuable.
And I think, and I would just say recruiters that are truly profession, like, because this is their profession, this is their passion. That's exactly the model they want. They don't want the transaction work. They want to be the strategic advisor to the decisions that need to happen in the business.
Who are they? Define a persona so that others, if they are not in that persona, they will try to catch up.
It's the ones that go in and ask the questions before being told what to do. If you're going to ask permission or ask forgiveness. And those recruiters are the ones that are asking forgiveness. Like, oop, I stepped too far into the business details. Instead of saying, oh, am I allowed to step into these kinds of conversations? So I just see a lot more of the proactive recruiters as the profession. This is what they are passionate about doing, is taking that leap into being that advisor for the business.
You're saying the recruiters, and they naturally buy in our vision. And 10 years ago, and we defined the company's vision statement: jobs find people. And recruiters should be that proactive.
Yep.
Right. Bring the jobs to people, and jobs find the people because of that, because of the recruiters plus AI.
Yes.
Right. So great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate time from my friend Elaine, and also I'm looking forward to sharing more next time.
The future of talent acquisition isn't coming. It's already here.
See for yourself at HireEasy.com.